people will say, okay, so you're saying the universe had a start point and it's been going forward ever since or whatever. And well, then what was before that? And then of course, the biblical account would say, well, there's an eternal God that's always been. And they go, well, who made that God? And you just go like, well, that goes back to the I am that I am. It's you're still thinking of things in time. It's not like there wasn't God, then there was. There must have, and to me, I always thought this was compelling logically. If there wasn't something or someone or something that has always been, then nothing would ever be. I mean, is that,
well,
do you follow that? Is that logical?
That's a statement of the argument from contingency.
Yeah.
There's a cosmological argument from contingency. The way I like, the cut I like to use in addressing that question runs like this, that in every worldview, there is an affirmation of a prime reality, the thing from which everything else came.
Yeah.
And prior to the discovery that the universe, the physical universe of matter, space, time, and energy, as best we can tell, had a beginning, it was equally plausible to say, well, the material universe is the eternal self-existent thing, or God, who made the material universe, is the eternal self-existing thing. It was something of a wash.
Yeah.
But it also meant that the cosmological argument from evidence for the beginning of the universe was not compelling. But now that we have good evidence that the universe did have a beginning, as best we can tell, there are ways of circumventing that conclusion, but only at a huge cost. But now that we have evidence for the beginning of the universe, the idea that matter, space, time, and energy are the eternal self-existent things is far less plausible. In other words, matter is a crummy candidate to be that eternal self-existent thing. You've got to choose. Either it's an eternal self-existent mind or an eternal self-existent matter. Since matter comes into existence a finite time ago, as best we can tell, it becomes a less compelling candidate to be.
Well, and then how does matter give way to mind?
Well, that's another whole question that's extremely difficult.
Yeah.
Well, how does matter give rise to language?
I remember listening to a debate. I think it was with an atheist and a guy named Jonathan Pageau, and he said, they go, you believe in a man that was risen from the dead. I can't accept that miracle. And Pageau said, he was a Orthodox Christian, I believe, and he said, you believe that everything came from nothing. Pick your miracle.
Yeah.
And I just was like, that's actually...
Rogan said that in my interview with him, that this was, that science says it can explain everything if you just grant us one big miracle, that the universe came from nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, no, pick your miracle.
Yeah.
And
but the title of some of the most popular atheistic books on cosmology, or one of the most popular books advancing an atheistic cosmology, is Lawrence Krauss's book titled Universe from Nothing. And so, which I critique, which proposal I critique in Return to the God hypothesis. He's actually proposing something called quantum cosmology, which I think has its own theistic implications, because the nothing that Krauss is talking about is a pre-existing, finely tuned mathematical state, and it's a set of mathematical possibilities that have to be finely tuned to produce a universe like ours, which suggests the need for an input of information from a mind. So I think his nothing actually is a conceptual state that implies a pre-existing mind.